My name's April Hofmann and I'm 20 years old and I am the daughter of Mark Hofmann, the owner of this company, and I'm currently a student at SPU and I'm going to school to become an elementary school teacher. A typical day on the boat while you're fishing is definitely a long day. You usually wake up, well, my dad will wake up before us and he'll kind of get things going and get the boat where we need it to be, but after that then we wake up and we'll have some breakfast and then we head onto the back deck and you clean any fish that are there and then you run the lines and then eventually you'll stop for some lunch and then we'll go back out and fish until dinner time. My favorite part about fishing is getting to spend time with my family. When we're all on the boat together, it's a lot of fun and we get to know each other a lot more, and I also really like getting to see a lot of different places. We go to a lot of different little towns and areas in Alaska that I wouldn't normally see, so I really enjoy that. My favorite place to go fishing is around Pelican, just because I really like Pelican. It kind of is funny, but it's just a really small town and so it's fun when we get to go in and check it out, and it's also a really pretty coastline there. My favorite trip would be my first halibut trip. I was in 5th grade, so I was about 11 years old, and my brother, my dad, my mom and I went out and we just set a really small set. We were only supposed to catch about 1,000 pounds, but once we started pulling it in, we ended up actually catching 5,000 pounds, and we were up cleaning all night. It took us a really long time, but it was really fun and we still talk about it today. I've been fishing since 5th grade. I was on the back deck starting in 5th grade, but I've grown up around the boat my entire life. The hardest part about fishing is the long hours. You're up at odd times and you could be fishing when it's night and then sleeping during the day, and it kind of throws things off, so that's definitely the hardest part for me. I think the funny things on the boat are oftentimes what happens when it's late and we're tired and everyone's exhausted, and we always like to play music on the boat. We love listening to the radio, so I think it's just maybe more fun and not so much funny, but just when it's late and everyone's tired and you're singing along to music and sometimes saying the wrong words, but it's okay. My responsibilities when I'm on the boat, specifically when we're halibut fishing, is that I do a lot of the baiting. Sometimes while other people are running the gear and cleaning the halibut, I will go and start baiting up more gear so we can set out more sets. And also I sit back by the hauler, which is how we actually pull the gear back onto the boat once it's in the water, and I kind of coil the line back into the buckets and make sure that there's no bait or anything else on it, so that everything's really clean once it comes on board. So when we're putting the gear into the water for halibut and black cod fishing, I'm in the front driving the boat, and my dad will normally put down a track line for me to follow, and then I will follow that and steer the boat as needed, and also either speed us up or slow us down depending on what the guys on the back deck need. And just following the track line is really important because that's the best way to get the set, which is the gear going into the water and then to the floor of the ocean, and that's the best way for us to make sure that we're going to get a lot of fish when we haul it back up. So when we're on the boat, we sleep down in the forecastle and we have bunks down there, and they're not as big as a twin bed, they're not as wide as a twin, but they're longer than a twin bed, so they're actually pretty comfortable, and it's kind of nice because you're kind of wedged in there, so when the seas get rough, it's a little bit more of a comfortable ride. So while we're on the boat, we have to take turns driving the boat, or taking the con is what we call it, having the con. And you do it during the daytime and at nighttime, just because when you're trying to travel different places, you want to maximize as much, or utilize as much of your time as possible. So you'll take turns, which that can sometimes be hard because you'll be tired and you've gone to bed and you've got to wake up and at 3 a.m. and drive the boat for 2 or 3 hours. I'm April and thanks for watching. Be sure to check us out on social media for more videos.